We'll go ahead and get some call to order, meeting to order. Yep.
Our Heavenly Father, tonight we ask you to be here for our world, our nation. Father, be with the city officials tonight as we have this meeting, that they conduct themselves and the will you would want. Father, we just ask us to use no reproach. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. In your packets, you had the minutes from the February 15th meeting.
Motion.
Second. Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. All right, committee and department. Chamber, everybody's here. Finance, Steve's not here, does anybody else want to get more? Nope. Fire.
That's quick. Mayor, council members, a little bit of stuff to talk about tonight. Sorry, Keith.
No, that's fine, go ahead, Paul.
First of all, I had a fire committee meeting the other evening, and discussions about the used apparatus that we had for sale or put out for bid. Again, talking with our fire committee, the 1966 International Fire Truck, we didn't have any local takers. We did put a site out there at Fenton Fire Apparatus where you can put your antique fire equipment and so forth. And we did receive an inquiry about it from Atlanta and Kenny Hateman out of California for $8,200. And we'll owe Fenton Fire Apparatus, they collect a 10% finder's fee on that. So we'll make a profit of $73.80 off that truck. And it was agreed by the fire committee that we accept that offer. And I guess I need approval on that.
Motion.
Second comes with a motion, and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Is that to go in your equipment thing?
Yes, equipment reserve.
Get that to California.
Yeah, actually shipping was a big concern for them, but believe it or not, pending this tonight, they said they found a trucking company that would come Friday. Because there was some concern, we're talking about $4,000 to haul a truck somewhere. And they did find a broker company that was gonna come in and do it for a lot cheaper and stuff, so. It's going to a good home. Actually, the truck is, it's an antique person it's going to. He has a 51 model International Howe, and it's very similar to this truck. But they love that brand truck, and it's going to be used for birthday parties and so forth. So it's going to be a nice home for it. So, however, the second truck, the 1979 GMC, it's non-operable. We had two bids, and the highest bid was $500, and it was agreed upon by the fire committee that we do not accept that bid. So we will try, I don't know, for sale sign on it. We didn't get into too much detail on that, so.
Facebook Marketplace, you can find them on there all the time.
So, I'm open for suggestions. We have to be discussed tonight, but, yeah, I don't know, $2,500 or something like that. I don't know. Like the truck's not operable. But, as some have mentioned, we've got a lot of skilled mechanics in the farming industry that could probably replace the wiring harness and get it going, so. Anyway.
Okay.
So, I will need a closed meeting to discuss the fire station. We got a lot of good news coming out on that, but it will require real estate issues that will need to be discussed. So, some other stuff kind of going on with us. We were part of a farmer's CPR and first aid day last Wednesday. It was a huge success. Thanks going out to Baker Farm and Hardware for allowing us to come in and assist with that. Good turnout and a good response by everybody that was there. Other notable things going on, we actually done a successful high angle rescue last night with Tower 1. Had a man lift, that gentleman was replacing some street lights out of one of the plazas, and the man lift quit working. So we had to get up there and actually rescue him, so anyway, some good things there. Our property maintenance, Donnie folks, he is out for a couple of months due to a hip replacement. I'm sure he wouldn't mind me mentioning that, so prayers. Everything went well. He had the surgery done yesterday. Everything went well, but he will be out for a couple of months. I do have Tyler Roberts. He'll be working daytime, and he'll be trying to offset between the safety training and that. But we'll try to kind of watch his hours on that, so we'll keep them all in check. And finally, news. I'll just leave it at that. Our ISO rating. Caught word today that word was getting out there that our ISO rating went from a 4 to a 5. Last January, or this January when I checked, we were scheduled to be at a 4. And something's happened between January and now, and I've got to call into ISO to find out what's going on with it. However, I've presented this to you all tonight, a couple of sheets that shows the breakdown. And it's the breakdown on ISO rating is based upon some different activities. Emergency communications, that's our dispatch. Fire department, even though we're at 50% of an ISO rating, it's still 50%. Water supply, that falls under CLGW. And you'll notice the credit that we got for that credit versus overall. Then finally, community risk reduction, that is where we're doing our fire prevention and so forth. So on your graph, you'll look here, like on community risk reduction, you'll notice we were at 3.96. The 3.36 that's listed in a dark colored line there is based on cities with similar capabilities. Fire department, everything, similar to our city of Kennett. So yeah, we were 3.96 there. Water, again, that's our water supply, 16.52 out of 40, and that's below the peer review. Fire department, we were 31.61. Cities of our size were running about 26.69. And finally, emergency communications. The average is about 7.72 for a city our size, and then we were at 7.02. So I know there was discussions with a few insurance companies today that had some concern about it. And again, late this afternoon, I have made a call into it to see if there's anything that we can do to possibly alleviate or fix the problem. So, but as I wanted to mention tonight, it is a serious problem. With this, our city insurance, you're looking probably anywhere around 7 to 10%. That's been estimated as far as an increase that we could see in our insurance rates. So again, it may warrant a more of an informative meeting, whether it's a town hall meeting or something, but include CLGW in this to find out what we can do to do better. ISO is based upon the last 5 years of operation. And again, that's what we've got. I wanted to bring that to everyone's attention tonight. But it is, again, I'm going to work some avenues to see if there's something that can be done, possibly keep us at a 4 for right now. And that's all I have, folks.
All right, human resources.
We're gonna have a meeting shortly, but that'll be announced later on.
Okay. You may.
We've been very busy with a lot of dogs and a lot of fundraisers, one right after the other. As fast as we get one done, someone volunteers to do us another one. And with that, we have one going on this Thursday at Kennett Middle School at 5 o'clock, and it's volleyball game there with the girls, Kennett versus Hawthorne. And to get into the ball game, you have to bring something to donate to the humane department. So that last year brought in pretty much like a van full of donations. So that's gonna be happening this week. So if anyone wants to come out, that would be good to support our school and the humane department. We just did a transport on Saturday and took 22 dogs, which is pretty much right now unheard of, as most of the places, nothing's moving, and we lucked out probably because we were very upfront and honest that we were running out of room and we were gonna have to euthanize for space. So that pretty much got a lot of them tagged, and we did have some local adoptions, which we had did the thing, like I explained last time, $150 sponsor toward them. And that money would go toward the vetting, and then if they would pay the remainder, or that part of the money would go to the rescue. And we just had a Miss Linda Wheeler, which has donated quite a bit in the last few months, donate today to sponsor 3 new dogs that just came in. So she donated $150 per dog. So we'll be listing that on our Facebook page. And as of today, we have 24 dogs after transporting 22. So it stays busy. Does anybody have any questions? Or? No? All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Police.
Mayor, council, make this real quick. We did get our new cars this past week. We have ordered the equipment for both of them. Hopefully by the end of this month, we'll have both those cars on the road and be using them. Also, we're gonna be selling at least one car. Just coming up quick, we'll get all the old equipment out of it. What I'd like to do is permission that when we do sell the car, be able to put that money back into the equipment reserve fund to cover the cost of new lights and stuff, because one year to the next, models change, and a lot of it's just not interchangeable. So we're being stuck with having to buy a lot of new equipment. It's a motion.
Got a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Right now, I have no idea how much it's gonna take, or how much we're gonna get out of them, but whatever we get, we'll just put it over in the equipment reserve. And lastly, with the month of March coming on, we will begin doing our traffic grant money that we get from MoDOT. What we'll do is, we'll begin our traffic enforcement and then DWI enforcement starting this month with the warmer weather. Traffic starts picking up, so we'll start using those monies for that. Other than that, that's all I have for now, unless anybody has any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Street.
We had a meeting the other day, and we approved the streets and intersections that are gonna be worked on for this next year, and I'm gonna get ready to put those out for bid so that we can get this stuff taken care of. We're within a couple of years of having everything paved, with the exception of, we've got a neighborhood that's part out of the city and part in the city, and we've not gotten a lot of response out of the people that are out of the city. So Keith's working on getting the Independence Township to work with us on trying to get that area paved as well. We're gonna have to come up with a way to regularly come up with replacement equipment. We just spent over $10,000 on repairing one of our front end loaders, and that's not the way to do it. So we're gonna have to start looking at other things, other ways to replace this bigger, larger equipment. Go ahead, Keith. Oh, I got one more.
Okay.
We normally come to the council to approve new employees, but we've got a couple right now that are apparently, I don't know if our increase in rate pay has helped or not, but we're short 3 people.
Yes, we had one retire, and then we had a position open, and then we had one quit, go to City Line Water.
So we would like to since we have such a turnover rate in that area, we would like to go ahead and get some of the new ones hired and come back and report to the council, and they may be gone by the time we have the next council meeting. I really hate to wait that long to hire them, so if I can get approval from the council to go ahead and begin to hire people, get this thing going. He's badly short of employees right now. So I'm making a motion that the council allow us to go ahead and.
I'll second.
So got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you. Go ahead.
Mayor, council members, I've only got a couple other things here. One thing Bill said about the little over $10,000 to get the loader repaired, my repair budget's only $26,000. So we spent almost half of it repairing that. RL Persons has got about 3/4 of the Peanut Road poured out there, and should, if weather permitting, they could get done real quick. Maybe by the end of the week, the way they've been going, because they've been doing a pretty good stretch at a time. They've also, we're out there today backfilling on the edges and stuff, so hopefully that project will be wound up here pretty quick. And the other thing was we got the sign up over on Asterton Court. And last thing here was, I was asked about the alley closures at the last meeting, and Mr. Moe called me a couple days later and gave me a little bit more information on that. That needs to go through planning and zoning to close an alley. So they will need to get a hold of Brenda and at City Hall, and she will take care of contacting, I guess, planning and zoning, Brenda, and then other people. But if they want to close an alley, they just need to basically come talk to Brenda, and then she'll get that ball rolling.
Okay.
That's all we've got for the street department, unless y'all got any questions for me.
What is that age on that front end loader? Or
It was, I think they had it a year when I came, and I came in '88, so it's about an '87.
its life, I think.
The engine's been rebuilt twice. Cylinders have been rebuilt numerous times. It leaks like a sieve, but I'm just glad it starts every day. Now,
And it's used every day.
yeah, that piece of equipment is used every day for something.
We're gonna have to really figure out the heavy equipment budget. What goes on there.
It's a very vital part of what we do. We're in bad shape when it's down. That's all I've got.
We're gonna get right in storm.
We're actually getting contacts from contractors about lining the pipes now, right?
Yes, Gerald and another employee went to,
Wet show.
Indy for the wet show, and he took some of my cards and handed them out, and I've actually had 2 people contact me about lining pipes, and we actually have a guy says he thinks he can line the square WPA lines, which is good, because we've been having problems with that. So we're getting information out to them, and hopefully we'll get somebody down here pretty quick to get that done. I don't know what happened to the other company. I contacted them several times. They kept saying they were gonna come, and they haven't, so we're gonna look elsewhere.
COVID.
We're gonna get somebody to come on down here and do it. We need it done.
Yeah,
So that's where we're at with that.
keep going.
Another thing in stormwater that Bill mentioned earlier about we're getting ready to put our concrete and asphalt out. When we do our intersections, we're going to do a little bit of storm work again this year. We've got a few intersections that have got some, not bad issues, but issues with stormwater, so we're gonna have that repaired. On our GIS, we've got a girl working part-time doing all that. We've now got all of our storm drains in the system, and we've got all of our pipes linked up to the storm drains showing where they go. So actually City Hall came, or not City Hall, Sea Light and Water came down earlier today to look at our map, which is a first, to see where some of the drains went, because they were having issues that they were kind of needing to know where some of them went, so they're wanting to do some smoke tests. We've also got a plotter that we can print 36, up to 36 by 48 map. We can print smaller if we need to print a map out for anything. So We've got that, and then, we actually have a scanner coming, where we will be able to scan. I have came up here to City Hall, got several maps that we had to look at and see what maps we had for information that we needed, and some of them are in pretty bad shape. Some of them are pretty old, and we've had some that were City Hall, or some at City Hall that were bad. We had some at the street department that actually had got wet and they're pretty bad. So now we'll be able to scan everything to a hard drive and have that copy of them anyway, so that'll help for the future. That's all I've got for stormwater. I do just have a thing here. I just kinda wanted to say that, you know, every now and then I come give my council report, and I don't really tell y'all everything we do. I give you a small portion of it. You know, if we have to replace a stop sign that was knocked down, or if we had to go patch a pothole, or sweep up glass from an accident, I don't put that in there, because that's just ongoing city maintenance, and I could draw a report out pretty long with some of those, but I try to keep y'all up on what the major projects are and some of the different things that's going on in the city. Sometimes, you know, we're just trimming trees, and we may do that for weeks, or some of these other things might take 2 and 3 days. So some of my reports might be the same on a couple of times. I try to look at the one meeting before, so I don't make them the same, but sometimes if I do, just bear with me a little bit, because I lost that report or something. But if any of you ever have any questions about anything we're doing or what's going on, just feel free to call me. If y'all don't have my number, you can get it with Brenda, or I'll give you a card, but I'll be happy to talk to you about anything the street department's doing. But like I said, we do a lot of things during the day that are just 1 and 2 jobs that I don't mention here, but that's all I've got, unless y'all have any questions. Thank y'all.
Thank you. All right, industrial, senior citizens.
The Senior Citizen Advisory Committee met last Tuesday evening at 22nd over at the Senior Nutrition Center. We discussed the budget proposal that was submitted for this fiscal year, went through it. The dishwasher that we bought, extra, it is on order and it's to be installed, but they've had some, like everything else, delay in delivery, COVID, certain people and stuff, so they do have it. The heat and AC units in the annex building that they're wanting to develop for further use with the senior citizens. They thought they was going to have to replace those units. Come to find out, it was a minimal cost and wasn't much that they had to do to them to get them going. Their utilities, like everything else, is a little more than anticipated due to the cold weather and increasing cost. And we talked about food supplies. You know, it's not just you going to the grocery store, but it's also food supplies that they're looking at from time to time of getting in. But they've been able to use other resources, and the meal plan has been adequate. It's not been anything that's been reduced. So they've been quite, I guess, innovative. We did talk about their delivery van. It was in the proposal this year. It's needing replacement, and we're looking into the state bid cost on it. And we have previously approved paying out quarterly payments at the beginning of each month, first month of each quarter. And we did make the second quarter in January, so the committee agreed to disperse the second, third. So I make a motion that we disperse the amount of $62,500 to the Oaks Nutrition Center for this second, third quarter.
Second.
Okay. We got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Alright. Thank you.
All right, hospital.
A lot of interest right now. It's amazing the interest that we're receiving for the hospital, and we're gonna call a hospital committee meeting before too long, get some of this information out once we are allowed to do so.
Okay. We don't have anything under unfinished business. We don't have anything new business. Mayor's report, we are 1 month away from the next election. Some spots are contested, some aren't, but no matter what, as your right as a citizen, you register to vote. Kennett is notoriously a very low turnout, and that is your time to be heard. That it's, you can joke about the president, that's who's there. But if you did not get out and vote against him, then you voted for him. If you voted against him, then you can say yes. But it's a vote. Get out and vote, because it's your way for your voice to be heard, in a way. I think the last election, we might have been 90% of the registered voters. I don't even think we got to 10. We've had it very low. We've only had a few times where it's been 15 or higher percent-wise. And so, if you want to see change, if you want things, a little different, come to the council meetings, sit and, see how it goes. And, there's different committees that are out there that, spots open up all the time, that if you want to be on there, then let it be known. But one of the best ways is to sit in one of these seats right in here and get out there and, make your voice heard by being voted for, because it's it's the first Tuesday next month. We're already in March. So please, understand what you're gonna be doing and look and see who you're voting for and get out and vote for them. Besides that, everything else, I do need a closed session tonight for a couple of things, so we'll go into that. And then public comment. 3, 2, 1. Okay, motion to adjourn the closed session.
Motion.
5-minute break.
Motion.
All right.